So what this offers us is precision, right? And so now we're not just talking about finding the neck, right? In fact, we're not even just talking about finding C6, for example. We're talking about being able to find the facet joints between the facet joint of C6, or the intervertebral disc between C6 and C7, or the paravertebral muscles of that vertebral level. So we can be very specific about what we're finding, which helps because then if we're trying to assess the problem, why is this person having pain? The ear is going to show you the difference between those things, if you learn how to really be very specific. And so I'm going to show you specifically where those points are in the zones, they call it, of the spine. Okay, that's an example of how we can be very specific. Right? There is an ear chart. It's one ear, and it's most of the points, including the very newest points: hormonal, emotional, also physical. Like basically, if you want to have the whole thing in front of you. We have the benefit of doctors like Dr. Barr, who have figured out the specifics of the whole psychological system and the whole hormonal system and all of the cranial nerves, right? All of these things. Just as an example of the precision and what I'm talking about is I don't know if any of you are familiar with the polyvagal theory, and Stephen Porges, who writes about it, talks about how the three portions of the nerve actually have very, very distinct functions, and so that if we learn about those functions, then we can actually be much more specific in applying what's called vagal stimulation, which is a really popular approach now with a lot of modalities. And when I was reading that, I was realizing that actually on the ear there are 3 points for the vagus nerve. It kind of like solidified again for me how wonderfully specific this medicine can be, because there's people that are making new discoveries in the world of psychology based on the physiology of the vagus nerve, and auricular medicine is right there saying, of course, yeah, there's 3 points for the vagus nerve, and here's how to treat that, So it never ceases to continue to impress me in that way. So we know that the ear points are only active when they're pathological, so that means that we can identify via the information from the nervous system what is the problem, right? And as I said before, as we get deeper into the medicine, we can identify what's under that problem and what's under that problem. And if we can get there, then we can actually treat the source of the source, and then the symptoms will simply get better.